Good morning, everyone, and welcome to Live with Mel. Georgia has a new voting law down in the books, and this voting law has caused quite a stir. Many people call this law very controversial. Many opponents of the law have stated that it has Jim Crow-like restrictions, and that these restrictions are put in place will disproportionately affect poor voters and African American voters. Now, while this law has a lot of opponents, there are people who are supporting the law. Governor Kemp, who is the governor of Georgia, has stated that this law actually expands access, but many people are arguing against that, and many people are pushing back. And while many citizens, politicians, and everyday folks, especially people from Georgia, are pushing back, it looks as though corporations are pushing back as well. Many corporations has decided to state their opinion about what's going on. One of the biggest corporations, the biggest groups that has protested this law is the MLB, or the Major League Baseball. Now, professional baseball has decided that they're going to move the All-Star game in 2021 from Georgia to Denver, Colorado. They say it's just not worth the hassle to deal with what's going on with Georgia right now. And instead of having the All-Star game there, they're moving it away to a completely different state, and because of the law and because of the way that people are responding to the law. Now, MLB is not the only corporation that has stated that they're against this law. Coca-Cola and Delta have both come out with statements saying that they are against this new law in Georgia, and that they believe that something needs to be done, that this law needs to be taken off the books. Now, because of everything that's going on in Georgia, and because of this new rule, politicians are pushing back. And one big politician who is pushing back and who is very, very upset to see corporations sticking their nose in politics is Mitch McConnell. Now, as we all know, Mitch McConnell was someone who was a supporter of Citizens United. And many people are throwing this back at Mitch because of Mitch and because of Mitch's support of Citizens United, it allowed corporations the ability to stick their nose in politics. Citizens United was the big bill that allowed corporations to actually have a say in politics, to put their money in politics and make a comment about politics. But now, because, and this is what it seems, that the corporations aren't necessarily siding with Mitch McConnell, that he is now against corporations actually being a part of politics. And let's go to the comments really quickly. So Wade says, batter up, baby. Now, many places many people are upset about this. Many people are upset about this law. But let's really look at the law in Georgia and what's actually going on, because this is now law, and this is how Georgia's voting will be affected. So let's go ahead and take a look at these laws. Now, with Georgia's voting law, with this new law in place, it shrinks the windows for mail-in ballot requests. So you have a certain amount of time to request the mail-in ballot, and this law has caused it to shrink. Only people who request mail-in ballots can receive them. Voter ID is now required for mail-in voting. So essentially, people would have to maybe put down their driver's license number or their social security. There has to be some type of voter ID with the mail-in ballots. It limits the number of drop boxes during early voting. It shortens early voting in the runoff elections. And there is a ban on handing out food and water within 150 feet of the polling locations. Now, this new law, like I stated before, has many people upset. Many people are upset about this new law, and they're saying that this law really does target and negatively affect poor people and also people of color, and that the politicians in Georgia are trying to secure their seats and not allow Democrats to come in. And again, many people, many opponents have stated that this law has remnants of Jim Crow restrictions. Now, again, Mitch McConnell has been the biggest voice in this, stating that this law is not a restriction, and he wants corporations to stay out of it. And he stated, these are his exact words, stay out of politics. And he also says that there'll be serious consequences if corporations do not stay out of politics, which is very strange from a man who pretty much gave corporations, the ability to be in politics. Now, with Citizens United, it does give corporations, unions, and other groups a lot of power. It is a law that was put in place that allows corporations, groups, unions to put money into politics. They can go ahead and put an unlimited sum of money into elections. And essentially, this is the law that allows major corporations to have a voice in politics. And now, since corporations can have a major voice in politics, they are now using that voice. And we see this with the laws today, with the law in Georgia. Again, MLB is moving the All-Star. We see that Coke and Delta, which are two huge industries in Georgia. So Coca-Cola, which is headquartered in Georgia, and Delta, which is headquartered in Georgia, are two of the largest corporations in Georgia. And they employ hundreds of thousands of people in Georgia. They're one of the biggest employers in Georgia. And they are now speaking up against this bill, against this law. They don't think it's fair. And many private citizens are also speaking up again. So what are your thoughts, guys? What do you think about what's going on in Georgia? Do you agree with this law? It looks as though this law is definitely targeting mail-in ballots and drop boxes. So what do you guys think about this law? Do you guys think that this law is fair? Do you guys think, like many people are saying, that it has remnants of Jim Crow restrictions? Or do you think that it's something that needs to be done? Let me know in the comment section below. Let me know what you guys think about this law. And let's go to the comments. So Wade says, I'm okay with this, all of this. He says, oh, that's BS. People are just trying to create racist connotations where they don't agree with something. Instead of saying they don't agree, they're using racist lines to make it more powerful. Now, I'll say this. Back when the Jim Crow laws were put in place, the laws were put in place quite similarly, where they put laws to limit limit voting rights, to limit people going in and voting. And as we see this is the kind of law that limits. Now, wait, I do have a question for you. So one of the parts of the law that I saw was shocking was not allowing people to provide people with water while they're waiting in line to vote. Do you think that part of it is okay? I'm just very curious to see where you sit with this. So Joanna says, that makes no sense. What does handing someone a bottle of water have to do with voting? This law needs to open our eyes. It may seem like nothing, but it's just the beginning of our freedom being taken away from us. And I do think it is very interesting that they did take this part. Now, again, the entire law itself is very interesting. And I know many people are examining it. Some people agree with some things like Wade, and some people don't agree with some things like Joanna. But the one thing that was very interesting to me was the water, because we saw in this past runoff election that people were going and giving people water while they were waiting in line because the lines were ridiculously long in Georgia. So Alex says, so Delta Airlines photo ID requirement is Jim Crow on steroids then. So again, some people agree. So I know the one thing that is a very, very big debate is voter IDs. And we do see that it is divided along party lines. Many people believe that voter ID should be some kind of ID in order to vote. And then other people are saying that voter ID is not necessary, or it limits, or it doesn't allow people the right to vote if they cannot afford to get an ID, or if they do not have the means to go to the DMV and get an ID. Because I know this may seem shocking to many people. There are many people in this country who actually do not have a government issued ID because they don't drive, because they don't need it. So people are saying that by putting this into place, it's saying that it stops people who are disadvantaged from actually going out and voting. That is an interesting take. So guys, please continue to let me know what you guys think. And wait, I'm waiting to see what you think about the water bottle. We'll probably talk about it again tonight. But again, there has been a lot of controversy surrounding these laws that were put into place by Georgia. Now, again, Governor Kemp says that this expands access, and it does expand access slightly. I know they do have like a minimum number now of voter drop-off boxes they can have, but again, during early voting, they don't allow it. They're minimizing the number of drop-off boxes for early voting. And then Alex says, commentators need to read the law before regurgitating other people's narrative. The water/food restrictions were against political operatives handing out gifts to people in line. That's electioneering. Near polling places was prohibited in many states. Now, again, I think if someone just hands someone a bottle without saying vote for this person, vote for that person, I think it's okay. And again, not regurgitating any information out. But again, we have a difference of opinion, and that's fine. Georgia did vote for the law to be in place, so it is in place in Georgia. But again, I'm not against people handing out water, especially if there's someone elderly in line and they need water. I think that's fine. And again, whether it's 150 feet from a polling place, or whether it's right outside the polling place, I don't think handing out bottles of water to people waiting in line is a bad thing. I think that's just a human thing, especially in the heat, especially when people are waiting for hours in line, because there were a lot of places where the lines were extremely long. So Wade says, that's what I was trying to say, Alex, exactly. So guys, continue letting me know what you guys think about this Georgia law. Again, the law is in place, but we are seeing that many people and corporations are actually going to continue to be protesting this. Now, something else I'm very curious of what you guys have to say is with Mitch McConnell. Now, again, Mitch McConnell was someone who was very much a supporter of Citizens United, but now he's telling corporations to stay out of politics. Corporations now have the ability to play their role in politics, and whether that is providing money to candidates during an election year or by stating their opinions. Because of Citizens United, corporations did get a big push. Now, again, Citizens United was something that was passed years ago. But because of the comments that Mitch McConnell is stating, again, he's saying corporations to stay out of politics, and he's also telling them that there will be consequences if they do not. Now, because of this, many people are calling Mitch McConnell hypocritical. So what do you guys think? Do you guys think that Mitch McConnell is hypocritical for telling corporations to stay out of politics? Again, corporations now have the ability to put their money into politics, but do you think that Mitch should say that? Hey, how are you, Ingrid? Thank you so much. Thank you so much for tuning in. So guys, let me know your thoughts in the comment section below. And again, guys, let me know whether you are watching this live or whether you're tuning in later, let me know. And again, your opinions matter. I'm going to bring you the facts. I'm going to tell you what's happening, and I want to hear your opinions. And whether we agree or disagree, we do need to continue to have these conversations. Like I saw, it looks as though Wade, Alex, and I do not agree, but it's important to continue to have these conversations because these conversations need to be had. So whether you agree with me or whether you don't agree with me, let me know what you guys think in the comment section below. And then Joanna says, I agree, Mel, and not everyone's regurgitating. It just doesn't make sense that water cannot be given to someone standing in line. And again, I know the water one was something that's shocking to me, but this law does have a lot of things that's involved with it. And I do want to hear what you guys say, but I'm also very curious about what you guys think about Mitch McConnell and his comments about corporations staying out of politics. And then let's see. Ingrid says, you are welcome, Mel. Wade says, against no one says you can't have water. Again, no one says you can't have water. I'm saying, again, I know no one's saying you can't have water, but again, handing out water. And Wade, we will talk about this tonight. I cannot wait to have this conversation with you tonight, Wade. Gifting is another thing. And then you can't have someone pass you out water if you're within 150 feet. Yeah, and that's the law now, Wade. So in Georgia, that is now the law that someone cannot give you water within 150 feet of the polling place. And I'm very curious to see how this law will actually play out during the election year. So we will see that part. And then Joanna says, can you hand someone water while they wait in line, Wade? So we will see. Again, I know we're really focusing on this water part, but I do want to see what people think about the whole thing, the law as a whole, but also about Mitch McConnell's statement as well. We can argue back and forth about water all day. And I know that everyone has a very, very difference of opinion about handing out water. And I do think it is going to be very interesting when the next election happens, if someone hands someone else a water bottle in line while they're waiting because someone's thirsty. So we will see. So Wade says, and I think that's in response to Joanna, within 150 feet, no. So this has turned into the great water debates. So guys, again, let me know what you think about it in the comments below. I know we are very much focused on the water aspect of this bill, but this bill does contain a lot of things. And some things have been debated about back and forth, like voter ID. And now in Georgia, voter ID is going to become a thing for mail-in ballots because of this law. And again, there are people fighting back on both sides. There are people who support the bill who are fighting back, like Mitch McConnell, and saying that corporations should stay out of it. And there are people pushing back against it, like these corporations, like Coca-Cola and Delta, who are saying that this law is not fair. So Ingrid said, are they serious? Placing a law on giving someone water? Let the man above be the judge. And then Joanna says, then I'll throw it at them. Yes, the great water debate. I would love to see, Joanna, I would love to see you throw a water bottle at someone from 200 feet away, like a football. So guys, thank you so much for tuning in. This is Live with Mel. I come live every single Monday through Thursday, and I bring you guys current events. And I am very curious to hear what you guys think, because the show is all about your opinions as well. I'm going to bring you the facts, and we can have the conversations, whether we agree or disagree. It looks like today, Wade and I are not agreeing. It looks like Alex and I are not agreeing as well. And that's okay, because the conversations need to continue. We have to have these conversations about everything that's going on in the world. So whether you agree with me or whether you disagree with me, go ahead and write in. Let me know what you think. And whether you catch this live and you write in live, let me know. Or if you write in later, if you're watching the replay of this, I will come back and I will have the conversations with you as well. So guys, let me know what you think in the comment section below. Your opinion matters. It looks like we're going to continue to have the great water debate. And then let's go to the comments again. So Ingrid says, sadly, when the world is in trouble, such as earthquakes, 9/11, COVID-19, etc., where are those legislative lawmakers and corporations? So Wade has put in a link. I will check that link out after we get off. And then I'll tell you tonight the only condition I would agree to this on. I can't wait to hear that tonight, Wade. So guys, thank you so much for tuning in. Again, I come live every single Monday through Thursday, 9:30 a.m. Pacific time, 12:30 noon on the East Coast. Guys, thank you so much for tuning in. And if you like this show, go ahead and check out all the other shows on ENSL. It's a great show. Tonight we have Power Hour Panel Talk, and Wade is actually one of the panel members on that show. So guys, go ahead and check that out as well. And we have a new show coming to ENSL, and you can actually watch that all on Roku. So we have a new show coming on as well. And that show is not about politics. It's all about food. So go ahead and check out the trailer for this new show that we're going to be having on ENSL on Roku TV.
Okay, I can get down to this. I think this is the best one yet. I have all the salt on this one. I'm definitely going to dive in ton first. Of course, we had to find some good eating.
Cocktails and Cuisine coming to ENSL Spring 2021 on Roku TV. So we have a lot of great shows coming to the network, but again, check out the new shows talking about food, and also check out our news programs as well. We have Live with Mel and Power Hour Panel Talk. And guys, let me know what you think in the comment section below. There's a few more. And then Ingrid says, thank you, Mel. See you Thursday. I will see you Thursday. And then Ingrid says she's gonna check you out as well. And that's tonight, this evening at 6:30 Pacific, 9:30 Eastern. She's all in for the political parts. All right, guys, thank you so much for tuning in. I will see everyone bright and early tomorrow morning, and I'll see you guys tonight as well for Power Hour Panel Talk. Have a great day, guys. Bye.